Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no, no. I just want to know. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no, no. I just want to know. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah.
Welcome. As you can see, I still need the last couple of minutes. I did a little HIIT workout right before this, so if you see some sweat, I'm trying to get my best life going. You got to be healthy. You got to eat right. Got my little shake going. Guys, don't forget to let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Reunion Part 1. If you're part of the replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. Let me know where you're watching from, what you thought of the reunion, how you would rate the reunion between 1 and 10, the standout moments, your thoughts on what I've said. It's okay. If you're new to the channel, you can have a difference of opinion as long as you're respectful with your opinion. Same to the callers. As you know, I will be at BravoCon, so today is a very busy day. Even though I live here in New York, I got prep to do. I got work to do. But follow me along. I will be taking notes. I will be trying to find some tea. I might be in disguise. If you see me with hair, mind your business. If you see me with hair, mind your business. I should have got a wig. Damn it. Janice. I haven't seen Janice in forever. How are you? I know everyone's back at the office. All of our Kempire kingdom have gone back to work. I get it. I understand. You know I get it. Shout out to everyone watching from around the country and around the world. Again, I love seeing where everyone's watching from, and I love hearing your opinions on this reunion. If you had to rate part 1 of the reunion, I've already posted in the live chat on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel a rating poll system. I want to hear what you guys thought of it. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook, everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter, and behind the scenes on TikTok. TikTok, what's going on? I appreciate you all being here. First, I want to start off because we did review the reunion looks. So one of the things that the criticisms, I should say, that I had of the reunion looks was that a lot of them didn't look great. But we always say, let's hold off our opinion. Let's hold off our opinion till we see the outfits in motion. And to be honest with you, and I love the fact that Garcelle took what someone said on Twitter and used it as her own and was like, it's a sitting outfit. And honestly, Garcelle's hair and makeup looked great and the outfit looked so much better sitting. Did anyone have a difference of opinion? Look, we already know Garcelle, the fashions may hit or miss. Okay, like that green lipstick from the finale. Didn't love it, but Garcelle's a beautiful woman, and I think she's a great addition to the show. But I tweeted earlier today, I don't know how Garcelle does it. Between the ladies that she has to deal with on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to the fandom. And I say fandom in quotes because I know all of us are fans of this franchise. However, there is sectors of the Bravo universe, which I've said, that are dark and dreary and draining. Dark, dreary, and draining. Damn, for the love of Crystal. Hold on, let me write that down. Because, you know, dark, dreary, draining. The D. And not the D that y'all like. Okay, you know, okay, this is not Kempire After Dark. Behave yourselves. Behave yourselves. I have a lot to do today, guys. I had a really great conversation yesterday with our friends from Love Match Atlanta, Lamont and Shay, and they dropped all kinds of tea. Another Bravo show. We also talk about BravoCon and why they weren't invited. Why Lamont was edited out. Was there some homophobia in production or at Bravo? Stay tuned. Podcast version will be coming out first. Video version will follow on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, but subscribe because you never know. I might drop that sucker tonight. It was so good. Chef's kiss. Mwah. I love them. They were I love it when you can have a conversation versus an interview. And luckily, I have to say the majority of people that I've ever interviewed, it's really been conversations versus interview question, except for Brian McKnight. Okay, we'll move on. But stay tuned for that, guys. Subscribe to the Kempire Radio podcast and YouTube channel. All right. Did the latecomers come in? Is everyone here? Is everyone here? And I'm wearing my Pride merch. The Pride merch is no longer available, but our fall merch is available. So be sure to check out houseofkempire.com for all of the fall merch as well. Okay? Let me get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because I know that's why you're here. But, you know, I like to vamp a little bit to give the latecomers some time. Some people are just getting into Brian McKnight just disliked the video. Damn it. Brian, you still watch? or a Brian McKnight fan. It's okay. All right. Stay tuned, guys. I will be doing a pre-recorded recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I don't know how I'm feeling about Salt Lake City. I don't know, but I'll talk about it in my pre-record. I don't know. We'll get to it, though. We will get to it. All right, let's talk about Beverly Hills. So this reunion, did they say if it's 3 parts? It better be just 3 parts. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, okay? She's always a good time. I need some of you, though, to stop with the whole give Jamie a diamond, because the minute Jamie gets a diamond and you see her every day or every week on this show, you will hate her. And not to say because she's hateable. No, that's just the way this fandom is set up. You love him until you hate him. Let's not ruin the legacy of Jamie Lee Curtis, okay? So stop it with give her a diamond. But what was up with the Halloween promo? Okay, NBC Universal, Peacock, all of them are invested in this. This is why we get this whole interview with Jamie Lee Curtis. We were all watching this together like, why are we having an interview? We could say this for Watch What Happens Live. No, because they want to promote this movie on a show that gets regularly over 1 million viewers from the first night. So, okay, it's business. But it was terrible for us. Who's into the Halloween movies? I like a horror film, but I'm not a big fan of the Mike Myers stuff. To be honest with you. At least not the recent stuff. That's just my thought. But there are fans. There is a fandom for the Halloween movies. And of course, Bravo has a investment in this. So this is why we get this whole moment with her at the top. So we had the fashion moments. I feel like the fashion was only person that I really changed my opinion on their fashion was Garcelle. It is a sitting outfit. It looked better her sitting versus standing up. Okay, Garcelle, you got that one. If I see Garcelle at BravoCon, there is a handful of folks that I want to actually talk to and maybe take a picture with. I'm a New Yorker. We don't do that. But maybe take a picture with. Garcelle. Who else? Look, the cast of Family Karma, when are they coming back? When's the cast of Family Karma coming back? Soon. And we have a bunch of weddings. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, the comments are still going very quickly, and I slowed it down. P. Lewis says, I was so uninterested in the Jamie moment. Yeah, me too. And the whole Chic moment, I was just like, I know people made a big deal of it on social media, but it was not as funny as they were making it out to be. Oh, that's Chic. I was like, okay. The funniest charity-related moment from this season definitely was the homeless, not toothless. I had to think about it before I said it. Homeless, not toothless. That to me was the funniest thing of the season when it came to a charity. Okay. Speaking of a charity, well, not a charity, but an institute. The American Institute of Cancer Research blasted Lisa Rinna for her comments on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season finale. They said her information was incorrect. There is no research that substantiates that stress causes cancer. I was like, whoa. Then you also saw yesterday, I posted a video, shout out to our friends over at the Pretty Corrupt podcast. They had some tea in regards to Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane's publicist. So Lisa Rinna's publicist is also the publicist for Paris Hilton. And as we already know, Erica Jane's publicist is also the publicist for Nikki Hilton. Well, according to the Pretty Corrupt podcast, and you can watch the video that I did on that, I go in depth and I play audio. They said that both Lisa and Erica were allegedly dropped by those publicists because of all the backlash that we saw on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I was waiting for one of them to come out and deny it, but no one's come out to deny it. And a publicist is not going to confirm this information. They'll come out with a publicist something. Yes, Jack and Jill, Omar. Thank you. Jack and Jill, literally their names. Jack and Jill, the publicists. I guess we see who has more clout in this business. All right. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to go over before we get into this recap, okay? All right, so we talked about that. What was the other thing that I wanted to talk about in regards to Beverly Hills? We talked about the publicist. There was something else. I can't remember what it was. Elephant brain. What was it? It's all right. We'll get into this episode. So we talked about the fashions. How did you guys think that Andy did as a host? You know, people are very critical, including myself, of how Andy handles these, housewives and, these reunions. But my biggest issue is not Andy hosting Beverly Hills. He can continue to host Beverly Hills all he wants, okay? Because people are going to still watch the reunions for them, okay? Because of the ladies, not for him. My thing is when we're talking about colorism or racism or, calling a black woman aggressive, I need a different host. I need a different host for our Potomac and our Atlanta. And I've warned Andy before, and I'll warn him in person at BravoCon. If you keep allowing your ego to get in the way of your franchise, it's going to continue to see the declining ratings. I know Beverly Hills is doing decent, but overall, the franchise, it's in trouble. Dallas is not being rebooted. It's not being rebooted. Stephanie Holman came out. She hasn't heard a thing. She's not going to BravoCon. We shall see. But I feel like Andy did a good job on Beverly Hills last night until the end. With that whole conversation with Garcelle and her son and not holding Diana a little bit more accountable, I didn't love that. But I did think he did an overall good job as the part 1 reunion host. We'll see how the rest of this goes. But live chat and replay crew, if you had to rate Andy as a host for part 1, how would you rate him between 1 and 10? I would give him a solid 8. I think he did pretty well as maybe an 8.5. Maybe an 8.5, because I felt like he kind of went there, and I think he took the notes of what people have been saying about him. All right. Shout out to everyone that's becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate you. Shout out to all of our members, our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. You help to keep the lights on here and allow us to continue to create without worrying about, oh, this has to get a certain amount of da-da-da. No, you guys allow us to keep doing what we're doing at this level. So thank you. All right. And if you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. All right. I'm seeing, ooh, not a -3, Antor. Not a -3. Ooh, I'm seeing 7s. I'm seeing 8s, 8.5. Andy was horrible for yawning during Dorit's story. Oh, did the camera miss that or did I miss it? I mean, she pointed it out, but I was like, did we see it? Last year we saw him do it again. Was she just talking a lot? We also have to keep in mind, look, straight shooter here though. We have to keep in mind, Andy, 2 kids, and he's flying to the West Coast. So there is the time difference. God only knows how much sleep he's gotten. Again, 2 kids. So I'm going to give Andy some leeway here. I can already see what the comments will say. You're being very nice to Andy. No, just wait a minute. I'm being fair. That's what you guys love, right? All right. Let's get into this damn reunion. Okay. Where are my notes? Okay, there we go. Let me get into my notes. All right, so at the top of this reunion, they play the trailer again, blah, 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 blah. We don't care. So we also get to see the ladies getting ready for the reunion. I really do like to see Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal getting along. And I tweeted this earlier today. I don't know how Garcelle does this because it's very obvious that there is a mean girl group. And that's for lack of a better word. But they're obviously, these ladies, although they're older women, mature, you would think, women, that they do have this whole mean group mentality. Garcelle, I know, remember Garcelle and at the very top of her tenure of being on this show? She was like, she feels left out. She feels like she's not a part of this group of women. She doesn't feel like these women are really her friends. And a lot of you laughed at her, like, girl, they are not your friends. But I don't think that has changed. No matter how we kind of think they've moved on and they've taken Garcelle into this group, they really haven't. Garcelle has given us hints of that even in this season. Take a look at her face sometimes when these ladies are ganging up on someone else. She's just like, because it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. All right. Shay Babe says, ugh, mature, not at all. Bernice says, you don't have to be fair. Doris is boring as heck and everyone knows it. Here's the thing. I think people forget when I recap these shows, it's a recap, but I'm not Andy Cohen. I'm not moderating a conversation. I'm sharing my opinion. And it's okay to have a difference of opinion with me. And it's okay for me to have a difference of opinion. Right? It's commentary. This is not CNN. And even CNN, all of these platforms now are very commentary. They're not very journalistic. Okay. Omar asked, where was Cherie? Not invited? All right. So we already had, I'm gonna skip over the Jamie Lee Curtis stuff. That was promo for that movie, okay? But Renna comes out with manila folders. What do you think is in those manila folders? What does she have? Does she have the audio of Kathy Hilton and the things that she said that night? Kathy Hilton does not make an appearance in part 1. I didn't think that she would. I think she will make an appearance in part 2 towards the end. Okay. So I didn't expect them to go right into the whole racist bots that attacked Garcelle's son, Jax. Oh, and did Garcelle get activated in part 1? And I'm here for it because I think Garcelle's reaction, she's been holding back. So many of you said you wanted this from her for a very long time. But when it comes to her son, she does not play. And I don't blame her, especially with the things that were said and done. I didn't realize that these bots had also sent her Playboy photos to her son, her 14-year-old son. I didn't realize that. And then they showed the tweet that a lot of us were just like, what? And I'm not going to even repeat what that, you watched it last night, what that, not tweet, what that comment said to Jax in regards to his white father. And okay? But that comes up because later, Diana shows up. I'm so glad that Diana didn't come. I'm so glad. Are we all just happy she didn't show up? We're all happy she didn't show up, and we expected it. A lot of you expected that she wouldn't show up. At first, I was like, why wouldn't she show up? Silly me. Silly me. So Andy brings up the whole, racist bots, but he also denounces the behavior of some fans on social media for some of the things that they've been saying to these housewives and threatening these housewives. As you know, even when we've been covering the whole Erica Jane and people threatening Erica Jane's life, we have been denouncing that, saying that it's okay for you to have comments about what Erica Jane may have said or done or known. However, threatening her life, being in her comments, sometimes you guys are tagging me in your comments. Don't get me a part of your mess. Don't tag me. Don't tag me and them together. No. But threatening their lives, I don't care how you feel about them. Threatening their lives, first of all, you could go to jail. So stop with that. Yeah, even your social media behavior, you could go to jail. You didn't know that? Well, not y'all. I'm look. Preaches to the choir. So Andy denounces that, but did we know that Garcelle was investigating herself? This whole situation with the bots? I know that Diana was suing the bots, but Garcelle revealed in the reunion that she has launched her own investigation as to who might be behind this. And Garcelle says that, initially, she thought that someone on the cast was behind it. And I'm sure it doesn't help that, the fandom also were like, Garcelle, I believe it was Diana, I believe it was Lisa Rinna, and here's why. And I know Garcelle watches the videos, and she saw our, report on how easy it is to get bots. So she says that she initially thought that. Did you see everyone else's reaction on the cast? They were like this. Which kind of makes me look at them like, because if someone accused me that you initially thought that I might have been behind it, I think I would have had a visceral reaction in that moment. Like, Garcelle, why would you think that of me? But I'm different. I probably would be friendly with Garcelle on this cast. But so she says she's investigating and that she initially thought that they were behind it. And she says that the reason why she felt like they were coming after her kids and that this was their way of kicking her off of the show, because she was like, if you come for my kids, they know that will motivate me to not be on the show. Last season's reunion, we had the whole, hold on guys, let me save this. If I missed your super chat, guys, I apologize. We have quite a few people here already. I'm trying to catch all of them. I apologize in advance. I'm trying to catch your comments and your super chats. All right, we appreciate it. Thank you though. She says that she felt as if this could have been their motivation for getting her off of the show, attack her children, and that'll be the way to get her off the show. So Garcelle really feels like everyone is trying to get her off of the show. Last season, remember the whole text information that came out that Lisa Rinna says that she hates the fact that Garcelle brought race onto the show? Let me say thank you so I can get through these. And thank you so much for the super chat. Ann says, did you come to us with the gym sweat so you shimmy and glisten? And thank you so much for the super chat. I did come with you guys with some gym sweat. Apra Life, thank you so much for the super chat. Apra Life says they can promote Jamie's products twice, but couldn't give Kathy's tequila. It's not even Kathy's tequila. It's Eva Longoria's with proper 30-second plug. That makes it even more questionable. The fact that they wouldn't give Eva Longoria's tequila some shine. Okay. Melinda, thank you so much for the super chat. Melinda says, legend has it Dorito is still talking. Oh, she's so boring. Oh, she's so boring. Rochelle, thank you so much for the super chat. Rochelle says someone needs to hold Lisa accountable for the Garcelle attitude comment. Yes, we talked about that last week. That will never sit right with me. Lisa is the real vile one of the group. Thank you, Rochelle, for the super chat. Ty, thank you so much for the super chat. Ty says, hey, Kempire, congrats again on the shout out last week. So proud of you. I'm this close to walking off another job, child. Diana and Crystal can go. Ty, thank you so much. Not walking off. Why you mean walking? Don't walk off your job. Look, because you can't watch? What's happening there? Kia, thank you so much for the super chat. Kia says Garcelle was giving me life at the reunion. She was, and I think the reason why people were moved by this was because we haven't seen Garcelle get this activated during the show. But when it comes to her children, that's a whole other level. That's a whole other level. And she says in this part one that she feels as if her initial thought was the ladies were behind these attacks, which to me, I couldn't be friends with these women, not genuinely, if I felt like they were capable of doing something like that. And I get it, Garcelle probably views this as a job, and she has her only real friend on this cast is Sutton. All right, I don't want to stay too on this level. We'll get back to Garcelle. Dorit's home invasion. Damn. I'm not gonna, because we've talked about Dorit's home invasion throughout the season. We've questioned it. There have been a lot of people questioning it. She says that she has a diagnosis for PTSD. Dorit, I'm glad that you and your family, especially those cutie patooties, your children, who I think are the best part of your story and best part of your scenes, are those kids. So can we just skip over? Was there anything? Okay, there's still an open investigation. These men have not been caught. Andy does bring up, everyone was questioning, why would they give you back your phone? And she says, she needed to call her husband, and they agreed to just leave it at the gate. We've talked about this. Thank you to Bravo Snarkside for this, though. Not that. Damn it. That's not that wasn't what I meant to put up. Thank you, Bravo Snarkside, for this, because, we did a recap, and some of you mentioned that they... Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm glad that... Real, fake... I'm glad that people were safe, okay? That people are safe. Damn, so I guess we're not going to talk about Dorit's anything for the rest of this reunion? Okay, good. I'm going to move on. We spent the entire season talking about this. But the thing that stood out to me was Kyle making it about herself. But I'm kind of happy for the update. Remember Kyle had the home invasion too? Didn't she have Teddy's husband's security system, but it wasn't set up yet? That's the one place that it really did have Teddy's husband's security system. So she says that the burglar who was in jail said that her items were at his grandmother's house. Part of me was happy for Kyle because there were a lot of items that were irreplaceable that were stolen, and she did pay to get those things back. And Erica Jane, of all people, had the gall. She's like, "You paid him? That's criminal." And all of you, I heard all of you while I was watching it. I heard all of you. We were watching on TikTok together. She has nerve to say something's criminal. Her husband, not her. There's supposed to be a Beverly Hills panel. I know that's going to be like a busy one, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take notes. I want to hear what they got to say. Like I said, I'm gonna be in disguise. Don't be surprised. All of a sudden, like, Kempire, is that you in a wig? That's the only part of this whole situation that I'm interested in. It's the intellectual mind of mine that wants to hear the behind the scenes. Like, I want to see what the producers have to say about creating reality TV and what's behind in their heads. Like, that to me is the more thing that I'm interested in than seeing the reality TV stars. To be honest, that's just me though. But I'm happy for Kyle. I'm happy for Kyle because, like I said, those were some irreplaceable heirlooms that from her mom that she could never get again. Okay, so I just thought it was very awkward for her to bring it up. I'm glad she did because she's forever producing, because then we got an update. But at the same time, this was Dorit's moment, Kyle. Damn it. Not everything is about you. Not Not everything is about you, Kyle. All right. Speaking of Kyle, Crystal. All right. Another part that Crystal, like, I really want to ride for Crystal. But she makes it so hard. I didn't love the millennial shade. Look, I'm on like the cusp of being a millennial. But when Andy Cohen said that it was redundant calling someone a dramatic millennial, I was like, catch that shade. Are you calling millennials dramatic? Some of you might agree. Some of you did agree. Look, my histrionics right now. I mean, okay, Crystal. So there were a couple of parts with the whole Crystal thing. So Crystal does express to Dorit that, and we all said this too, that we felt them discussing and gossiping about her eating disorder was very uncomfortable and inappropriate. And she confronts Dorit about it, and Dorit seems genuinely shocked. She was like, but you were talking about it with everyone else. Yeah, but she was just, you talking about it like it was fodder. Ooh, not the millennials. You guys are going to fight in the chat. All right. It's all right. It's all right, millennials. It's all right. Millennials. Hold on. Let me just make sure I save these super chats, y'all. I apologize. Let me just save these. Again, if I missed your super chat, I apologize. Thank you in advance for supporting the channel. We appreciate it. Someone said millennials love a label. So here's the thing why I can't ride for Crystal. And I was really confused. Anyone else was confused with Crystal? Andy Cohen said he was confused. And I have to say, Andy, I appreciated you in that moment where you were like, I was confused for 3 episodes when you kept on saying a dark moment. And she kept on trying to explain it during the reunion. So basically, the dark moment was never, the dark moment that never was. Because there was no dark comment. And Andy even brings up what she said on Watch What Happens Live. It's just like, that's not what you said. And everyone is very confused. They're like, so what was the dark comment? But here's the thing. Sutton was willing to forgive and move on. Backtracking just a little bit, Crystal says the dark comment would have been taken differently if she had known Sutton more. And then Andy brings up, well, when you brought it up, you had known her for a year. Damn, Crystal, get your thing together. But Sutton is like, I'm ready to move on. And Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane were like, why are we moving? I was just looking at them like, if these two women who, first of all, Sutton, who the accusation was put against, wants to move on, they should be allowed to move on, even if we don't get to figure out what the hell the dark comment was. And I'm glad that Garcelle spoke up. She was like, when I asked you what the dark comment was, you were not able to tell me. And if it was something that would affect my friendship, that's something that was racist, that would affect my friendship with Sutton, you need to tell me. And I agree with that. But Crystal, that was a big womp 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 for you. So there was no dark comment. It was an air. And I agreed with Crystal when people were trying to control the words that she used. I think a lot of us agreed with her when she was talking about violated and things like that. I did like the fact that they asked the question. Someone tweeted that was the whole, it wasn't Aspen. Where were they? I forgot where they were. It was the, hold on, yeah, let me save this. Okay. It was the, what did she say? Oh, the tweet said something to the effect of, did Sutton walk in on her binging? And she said, no, it was more about her body dysmorphia, which again, has to do with her eating disorder. So I like the fact that we had conversations about that, Crystal, but there's still just no clarity on what you were trying to say. We have no clarity. We still have no idea what the dark comment situation was. Basically, I feel like you were being overly dramatic with that statement. And I'm not trying to control what you're saying, but there was no dark comment. You were not able to let any of us know what the dark comment was. But the fact that Sutton was like, I'm ready to move on. As long as people know that I didn't say something racist, I'm ready to move on. Lisa and Erica were not having it. They wanted to dig deep, very much like what Lisa's doing right now with Kathy Hilton. Like I said before, you can believe that Kathy Hilton said something terrible and said a couple of terrible things about the entire group. But if the group is ready to forgive her and move on, if she's apologized, stop beating a dead horse. Because what could have happened easily with the Sutton and Garcelle thing? Sutton could have carried this sucker into season 13 as her storyline, like Lisa Rinna and Erica love to do. Anyways, let me say thank you. We have quite a few super chats, and I want to get to all of them. Thank you guys so much for these super chats. We really do appreciate you supporting us any way that you can. In viewing and liking the video is another way of supporting. We have oh my God, we have almost 3,000 people in here. Oh. Okay. All right. Shout out to all of you. All right, don't forget to subscribe. It's a subscribers only live chat. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel and podcast, because the podcast is where I'm going to drop my BravoCon tea first. Ooh. Okay, Alexa, thank you so much for the super chat. Alexa says, sending all my love and support to you, Kempire. Also, I love that you're a Taurus like me. Yay. You always keep it 100. Thank you so much, Alexa. We appreciate your support always. Auntie, thank you so much for the super chat. Auntie says, can we talk about how quiet Garcelle and Sutton were about Crystal's 14 friends issue, though? Ooh. Thank you for that segue. We're going to get into that as well, because I was confused with that. And some of you weren't confused when Crystal tried to explain the fleeing 14. You forgot about our name for it, okay? Candace, thank you so much for the super chat. Candace says, I felt so bad for Crystal. In my tired voice, we were all rooting for you. I agree. Like, I felt like she was sinking. And we all wanted, we wanted her to do well in this reunion, but it seemed as if she was being a dramatic millennial. And I can say that, I'm a millennial. All right. Rye on the Rye, thank you so much for the super chat. Rye says, love your videos, Kempire, so proud of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Kay, thank you so much for the super chat. Kay says, Crystal was justified in being upset with Dorit. However, I do think Crystal has a tendency to lie or twist words with ease as long as it suits her. She needs to get that together. Not a good look. That's a perfect way of saying it. I agree, Kay. I agree. And it was really exposed in this reunion. Melanin Magic. And I love that you have. Woo. Okay. I would believe Kathy was a member of the Black Panther Party before I would believe Dorito's house was broken into. What? You guys are terrible. Melanin Magic, thank you for the super chat. What the hell? Kelly, thank you so much for the super chat. Kelly says, Crystal didn't know Sutton, and she was taken back by Sutton letting her know she wouldn't have been invited to the pool where Sutton was raised. Mickey, thank you so much for the super chat. Mickey says, it's so annoying how Kyle jumps in to translate everyone's comments when they don't need translating. Garcelle is not stupid and fully understood what Diana was saying and how ridiculous her request was. Thank you, Mickey. Omar, thank you so much for the super chat. Omar says, Lisa's envelope had her divorce papers from Harry. You know what? She just happened to bring it out, you know. Okay. Patrice, thank you so much for the super chat. Patrice says, I just caught up with episodes 11 to 21 last night and literally just finished the reunion. I'm glad Garcelle addressed Kyle and the other women. Why is it always black women's job to consider everybody when we're experiencing trauma? And she's trying to protect her son. She's not thinking about these women that don't think about her, and she knows that they're not really her friends. Like, we can pretend that, like, these people are their friends, but we know that they're not. All right. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Let me get back into this, and I apologize again if I missed your super chat. We have almost 3,000 people watching on YouTube alone. Quite a few people watching on Facebook, guys. Whatever platform you're watching on, be sure to tap your screens, TikTok, like, follow, subscribe, do those things. All right. Let me take a sip. Oh yeah. And I'm working on a Love Match Atlanta podcast episode that should come out between now and tomorrow. Okay. I have a lot of things to do this weekend. It will be slow on the videos. BravoCon. I'm gonna be investigating. Okay. All right. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. I see you, Lisa. I see you, Cheryl. Hey, Robin. Hey, Nadi. I see you guys. Thank you for being here and watching on Facebook. I know it's probably a lonely place on Facebook, but head on over. No, we have quite a few people watching on Facebook as well. All right. Let me get back to this. All right. So what else was there with Chris? Oh, the Fleeing 14. Thank you for the segue. Fleeing 14. Rochelle, thank you for watching from Barbados. The Fleeing 14, that comes up, and that's when Kyle jumps in. That conversation, I watched that conversation. When there was a preview release, I watched it multiple times. And then I watched it during the reunion, and I'm still confused. At what Crystal was trying to explain. So these Fleeing 14 were jealous that you were on the show? And Kyle says that they were asked to be on the show? Crystal, it's not making sense. And you have a tendency not to make sense. So part of me wants to believe everyone but you at this point. And we all want to root for you, but it's hard. You make it hard. You make it very, very hard. Is Crystal going to be at BravoCon? Someone let me know in the chat. Because I might have to ask her the question. And I really like Crystal, and I like Rob. I think he loves her. But just because you like someone doesn't mean that they're meant for reality TV. Do you think that Crystal's going to come back? I already know Diana's not coming back. Speaking of Diana, so Diana is, according to reports, had COVID. They just said that she was sick. Apparently, she was still in Hawaii. I don't know. They said she was home. She has a home in Hawaii, so Diana zooms in. Again. The best part of Diana is the parody account on Twitter. They make her so likable to me. But it's their personality. It's not Diana's real personality. But Diana zooms in. According to what we're hearing, we get very little of Diana, which is fine because I don't think that Diana will be coming back. So, Diana and Garcelle and their relationship is shared in this part 1. And at one point, Garcelle reveals that because she did not ask Jax. Remember, Jax was the one that posted one of the most horrific comments that someone sent to him and said, "Leave me alone." Still had Diana's name in it. And I tweeted this morning. Even if he had, penciled it out, people still believed that Diana, Lisa Rinna, or one of these other housewives has something to do with the bots. I did notice, did you guys notice that with Andy Cohen denouncing, the fans and these bots and the racist comments, you notice how they brought up all the other women, the comments that they were receiving, Kyle, what Lisa Rinna was receiving, things like that. And then some of you, very clever Twitter users, were like, well, Andy will say one thing about denouncing this sort of social media behavior and saying it's just a show. And then under Lisa Rinna's recent post, where she said, she repeats what Kathy Hilton calls her, the biggest bully of Hollywood, and he has the clapping emojis, which he's now removed. People are just like, Andy, inconsistent. Damn, my elephant brain's working today. Whew. Rena says, how do you pencil a post? Okay, you can. There are ways. There are ways to wipe things out, at least on the iPhone. I'm sure on the Samsung too you can, or Android. So they talk about these conversations. So a couple of things. They bring up Diana's many lawsuits. She's sending lawsuits and cease and desist to bloggers and people questioning her past. Andy asked her about the Jeffrey Epstein connection. I feel like, Andy, you could have went a little bit more in. Because that photo shows clearly that you knew Jeffrey Epstein, or at least were around him. Is that you in the photo? That's the question that we need to clear up. She says, I was a refugee in 19-something, and it was physically impossible. Okay, so can you explain the photo? Was it doctored? I mean, I'll take that. I'll take the photo was doctored, but that was never said. And let's be real. No matter where you lean in the political spectrum, there are quite a few celebrities that have been connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Caroline Stanbury talked about it during the Real Housewives of Dubai reunion. But she seemed real proud of it. Ooh, girl. Thank you, Omar, 1997. Okay, let me just save that. All right. Oh, okay. Ms. Brooklyn said there might be legal reasons why he didn't go in. That's always the convenient answer, though. That's always the convenient answer. She could have easily just said, that's not me in the photo. Okay? She also addresses the lip-licking. The lip-licking? Yeah, the lip-licking. There we go. And she says it's a nervous tick. Licking your lips, okay. I mean, some people bite their fingers, their fingernails. Some, people tap dance. Some people... Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on. Philly Diva was mentioned during the reunion, and I'm glad that she was because we never got an official statement from Bravo. We never got an official statement, not even in this reunion, denouncing what she said. But according to Diana Jenkins, she associated Black content creator with the Black web. And she even pulled her friend, Crystal, into it. Okay, girl. Like, what am I supposed to say at this point? I feel like we've talked about this over and over again. We don't believe her. She said what she said. There have been quite a few inklings that Diana Jenkins doesn't see it for Black people. And then let's move into the conversation with Garcelle. Because Garcelle, at the end of this episode of part 1, is like, I need you to leave me alone. I need you to leave me alone. Sometimes twice in a day, you're posting about me on your social media. She even says that Diana Jenkins is obsessed with her. It did come across a little obsessed, Diana. Because I don't feel like whatever Garcelle has said about you was enough for you to direct all of this energy towards her. Even during the season, we were like, why are you making this about Garcelle? I forgot what the incident was. I think they were away. And they were like, talking about something else, and then she directs it to Garcelle. You might be obsessed. But this is also where they talk about the whole, you should have penciled Diana's name out, and then Kyle chimes in. Kyle, mind your business. Let them answer this. Well, I think what she's saying is that you could have, taken down the post. Mind you, it wasn't her that posted. It was her son who was like, leave me alone. He's not thinking about saving Diana Jenkins, especially if he probably thinks that Diana might have been behind it. She's denied it. She's suing the bots. And the bots said, ha 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 ha. Sorry, I had to. You never get to use that one. Why not now? Why not now? Let me say thank you, guys. Hey, guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap will come much later today. It won't be live. I'm going to pre-record it just because it's a busy time. We got BravoCon starting tomorrow here in New York City. So I'm going to be very busy, and I have quite a few things that I need to do, like the podcast, like this recap, and some other things. So stay tuned for that. I apologize in advance. All right. Melinda, thank you so much for the super chat. Melinda says, did anyone understand Diana's bizarre explanation of threats? She's so strange. No, I don't think anyone understands Diana, and I don't think it's a language barrier. I think Diana just likes to create whatever narrative fits for her. Okay? Raven, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting. Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. Sean says, Epstein was worldwide. His girlfriend, Ghislaine, was from London. And now she's in jail. All right. Let's get that dark energy from out of here. Let me get my black tourmaline. I'm only talking about these people. So this reunion ends with Garcelle just being, first of all, this is where Garcelle gets activated. And she's like, when Kyle tries to defend her, it's like, well, she's probably saying that you could just taken down the post and then penciled out her name. And then Garcelle's like, I'm trying to protect my son. I'm not here to protect all of you. And then Erica Jane is like, I don't need you to protect me. Girl. Sit down. Shut up. Well, Garcelle also didn't want to engage with Diana because of a text message that she brings up. And I wish Andy would have went more into what Diana said in this text message. But this is also part of the reason why Diana won't be coming back. All right, so let me just bring up this text message. So in this text message, they had to get this from Garcelle. Diana says to Garcelle, "Believe me when I say if anything happens to my children, you will be held legally responsible and no Bravo contract will stop me. I guess by making Cherie take down my birthday post, you wanted to solidify me as racist and actually ruin my life." Well, I mean, we didn't need any of that to solidify that. But Garcelle says at the end of, she's like, I'm done talking to her. And I don't blame her. She's just over the roundabout conversation that you have with Diana. You never get to a point of clarity with her. You never do. And when you think that you do, you're back where you started. So I don't blame her. And then when people are legally threatening you, she's like, I'm done. I don't want. She's like, I feel like Diana is obsessed with me. I love Garcelle. So that was it for this reunion. This is only part 1. But I know a lot of you have opinions and things that you want to say. We have over 3,000 people here. Have we gotten to 1,000 likes yet? Let's get to 1,000 likes. I'm going to drop the call-in link for our Royal Court members first. Okay, Royal Court members, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you first on the community tab. All right, and just because I am pressed for time, callers, please be brief. I'm not trying to be nasty. Look, I just need you to be brief because quite a few people have a lot of opinions. All right? All right. I'm just going to have to cut you off. Or I'm just going to have to cut off callers. And I won't get to all the callers. So whoever's ahead of you, blame them. All right. All right. All right. Royal Court members, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you. Hold on. All right. And guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion for season 12, part 1. If you're a part of the replay crew, as always, I want to hear your thoughts. Where are you watching from? What did you think of the reunion? And don't forget, the episode that we did on the podcast last week, the podcast, we talk about a variety of conversations. Last week, we were talking about Vedic astrology. So if you're interested in birth charts and things like that, check that out. The video version will be out on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. Another thing that I have to do. Stay tuned for that. Maybe in between BravoCon, I'll be able to drop that and get that out there to you guys. Okay? But also we have an interview with some stars from Love Match Atlanta giving you advice, dropping some tea on what went on during the season, what's going on right now. All of that is coming up as well. All right. And if you are a Team Kempire member of the channel, again, guys, you can become a member at teamkempire.com/join. Shout out to our moderators, guys. Don't forget to say thank you to our moderators. As you can see, we have over 3,000 people on YouTube alone. So thank you to our moderators for being here and holding us down in the live chat. You already know I'm doing a lot of things behind the scenes. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're new to the channel, we don't just talk reality TV news or reality TV here on the channel. We talk about everything in pop culture. So be sure to check out some of the things that you already missed this week. Shout out to my girl, Brandy. As you guys know, I've interviewed Brandy over 5 times. I've met her quite a few times. Such a sweet spirit. She allegedly had a seizure. She's addressed her fans on social media saying that it was due to dehydration and lack of nutrition. So shout out to Brandy, sending her lots of love and prayers during this time. Brandy will work herself to the bone. Brandy, take this time, take a break. We love you. Okay. And we also had some Real Housewives of Atlanta news this week. Check out all the things that you may have missed. Everything in pop culture here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Also follow me on TikTok, right, TikTok? Because you get under a minute reality TV recaps and pop culture news as well. All right. All right. We have quite a few people backstage. I want to get to our Royal Court members first. All right. Let's get to these callers. Let me switch all this stuff out. As you can see, I'm producing and hosting, okay? All right. Let me do this. There we go. Carla, thank you for becoming a Royal Court member. We appreciate you guys. And don't forget, our fall merch is now available, guys, as well. Let's get to these callers because I know you're tired of me vamping. Okay. Rakita, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Rakita?
Here. Can you see it?
Yes, I see it. Okay, the callers can't see it, but those who are watching on Facebook can see it. I love it. She has her twerking on a fence merch. I love it. I love it. Perfect segue. Thank you so much for always supporting Rakita. What's going on?
So last night, and I know I keep saying this, but I keep watching it, so it's half my fault. But Andy has to do better. And here's the thing. I don't blame Andy because Andy doesn't know the emotional ramifications of microaggressions, racism, all that good stuff. I got it. But you as an Andy, have a responsibility to put those things in place for the things that you don't understand, but you know that's important. What I mean by, you're not going to understand racism. You're not going to understand microaggressions. So for those questions, for those reunions, hire somebody, call somebody, ask somebody.
Yeah.
Take
a class.
He's being very, and then you can tell he knows he's not the right person for the questions because he'll ask them, but in the responses, he has this tone of uncomfortability. Yeah. You can tell he's very uncomfortable. Yeah. And you could also tell he's policing the conversation to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Yeah. But here's the thing. If he understood the emotional effect on racism with people of color and Black people in particular, then sometimes he would want it to get out of hand. He will want it to go to a place where maybe if I get kind of like Garcelle did with Kyle, she was just like, listen, that's too far. And she did the Black woman swoop around. Because sometimes you have to get what they would call aggressive, or you would have to get loud to get your point across to break through that white fragility. And Andy is not he might mean well. I don't know if I don't know him like that. He might mean well, but he is not the person for the job. And the fact that he's uncomfortable lets me know that he knows he is not the person for the job. So they need to do better. And Diana, get off my TV and don't ever come back. Ever. Matter of fact, I'm gonna buy a stock in Twitter so I can feel like I own Twitter so I can even get off my Twitter page. I don't want to see it. On Twitter, Facebook, TV, I don't want to see it all. I'm starting to change.org. I'm about to go.
Oh, all right. Rakita, thank you so much. And you look great.
Oh, thank you, man. Love you. Bye.
Take care. Bye. That's my stalker, y'all. Did you get a good view of her? No, I'm playing. We love Rakita. Okay. All right. Miss Brooklyn, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Miss Brooklyn?
Hey, I'm going to try and keep this really, really short and sweet. First of all, Kyle needed to save some of that heat for when Kathy comes on, because she was jumping in everybody else's business. And it's like, you needed to save your energy for when Kathy comes on and deal with Lisa Rinna. Just sit back and do that. Crystal, I understood what she was saying about the fleeing 14. She just did not use her words correctly, as she likes to say with Sutton. What she was trying to say is that when she accepted the show, that's when the issues started happening with the friend group. And you have to remember that Teddy's in that friend group, and Teddy was kicked off the show when Crystal was put on the show. So there's a whole other dynamic going on there. Diana, I'm glad, Garcelle put the nail in the coffin for Diana. She just closed it out yesterday. Diana is not coming back. Diana wants to use a language barrier. You've been in English-speaking countries longer than you were in Bosnia, so miss me with that. And on top of that, I like that Garcelle, she came across like, I'm not taking this mess anymore. I gave you passes for 2 years. Y'all came after my kid. And that's where she drew that line. And when Diana said, do you really think that I would be able to go after a kid? And she was like, yeah. I
fell out when she was like, yeah. It was like that.
That gave me all life. Like she just put it down and gave me all life. And I like that she checked Kyle when she said, you expect me into protecting my kid that I am supposed to protect all of you. That's that white woman syndrome where Black people are supposed to take all these steps to cover you or protect you or say you're not racist. And Erica could have kept her mouth shut with that. I don't need you to protect me. No, sweetie, ain't nobody trying to protect you. The one thing I did, so I gave this reunion a 7 to 10 simply because of Garcelle.
Okay.
And my last thing is I love the way they brought Kathy in showing the slippers. It was like, that was a slap
Shade.
to Kyle. Like,
Shade.
Kathy came in her slippers and house coat. I died laughing with that. I think this is the only time that a 3-part reunion is actually going to be needed.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm out. Have a good day, y'all.
Thank you, Miss Brooklyn. Let me just say thank you. Again, one of the things I did love about Jamie Lee Curtis and what she pointed out when she came out was celebrating those behind the scenes. You know, we love to do that here as well. So shout out to the producers, shout out to the cameramen, shout out to the editors, and shout out to all the other positions that I'm not fully familiar with reality TV and production. But thank you. Okay. Gia, thank you so much for the super chat. Gia says, hold on. Kyle/Diana suggesting that Garcelle should have protected them has the same racist energy as them all saying, at least Erica is having fun. Ooh. Thank you, Gia, for the super chat. Beauty Within, thank you so much for the super chat. Beauty Within says, oh, he knows the super sticker. Thank you so much, Beauty Within, for the super sticker. We appreciate you. Hold on, let me just grab this super chat. Hold on, y'all. Okay, and Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. Shan says, Kyle has a lot of mouth for everyone else's situation and cry a river when it comes to anything related to looking out for her sisters. She is annoying. Thank you for the reminder. So there was a never before seen. Let me play this for you guys. And callers, please be patient. If you are a Team Kempire member, I have dropped the call-in link for you guys as well. Let me capture this scene. Hold on, y'all. Because a lot of you tagged me in it this morning. I want to kind of go back, see if I can find it. Hold on, y'all. Because I want to... Hold on. Because I want... There was a scene with Kyle. We could talk about it next week, but we'll talk about it this week, okay? All right, hold on. Oh, here it is. Okay. I can't play... I can only play the audio for you guys, okay? So this is a scene from the finale that was taken out. But I told you, I know a lot of you have been asking me, like, why are they taking these out? There's a lot of stuff that ends up showing up in the Never Before Seen episodes. They have quite a few of those during the season. So let me just play this for you guys. Hold on.
Down, Kyle. I'll just say, when all of this was going down, Kyle said to me, I'm glad that people are seeing this so they...
By the way, that was between us, by the way, Erica. Thanks.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that was in private.
Okay, well, I'll take that as
You
private.
get that, right?
I'll get it right now.
If you're doing this to protect me, this is only hurting me. If I share something in confidence, I don't expect you to share it with a group. And yes, I was relieved that someone else saw what I have to endure sometimes. And yes, I did say that because I was very hurt by my sister and I was angry. But I don't want her to share that with everyone.
Just say, when...
So apparently Kyle was happy that this side of Kathy was being seen by the group. And I know a lot of you are now like, oh, so this was all a setup. Kyle is not innocent. Look, here I go twerking on the fence. I can see both sides of it. But at the same time, that's another reminder to me that these ladies, if you value your relationship as family, if you value your relationship as sisters, one of you got to go. You can't do this show together because it's going to be the downfall of your relationship. I can almost guarantee you that if it already know the relationship right now is shaky, I can almost guarantee you that this relationship will be done if you continue doing the show together. I almost forgot. Thank you so much, Shan, for the reminder. So Shan says, Kyle has a lot of mouth for everyone else's situation and cry a river when it comes to anything related to looking out for her sisters. She is annoying. Okay. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, just got on. We'll watch replay. Mad I missed. It's okay, Julie. It's all right. Shout out to our replay crew. Sonia, thank you so much for the super chat. Sonia says, everyone but Garcelle gets a full cast support to defend their position, i.e. Diana's black comment, but they pile on Garcelle. I felt like they were piling on Crystal too. I mean, it was hard to defend Crystal, but I felt like they were piling on Crystal too, and I kind of felt for her in that moment. But Unique, thank you so much for the super chat. Unique says Erica said her outfit was giving Ginger in Casino. Ginger was a whole drug addict, thief, and a bad mom. Girl, no, just no. Kadada, thank you so much for the super chat. Kadada says Crystal should have just said she felt uncomfortable with the pool comment. Diana uses language barrier as an excuse. I don't buy it. Hashtag Libra gang. Happy birthday to all the Libras. Yeah. All of that. All of what you just said. Omar, thank you so much for the super chat. Omar says, I need you to wear the blonde wig with a deep part. Can't with you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Robin, thank you so much for the super chat. Robin says, when it came to her son, Garcelle put these women in their place. She showed up last night. Bravo. Yes. Thank you, Robin. All right. And again, guys, if I missed your super chat, I apologize. Be sure to like the video. You don't have to send a super chat, but be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but also other channels that recap similar reality TV news, or pop culture news, okay? And subscribe so you can be a part of our live chats, okay? Whew, Lord. Okay, wait, Rebecca says, I'm glad I saw this comment. She's on Watch What Happens Live. Kai made it clear that her and Renna are still friends, despite Renna still going in on Kathy on social media. Says a lot. It says a lot. And here's the thing. If I felt like Renna was a good friend to her, I could understand. But I don't feel like Lisa Renna is a good friend to anybody. Okay? To be honest with you. All right. Let me get to these callers, guys. If you are a member of the channel, I posted the call-in link on the community tab. Members, please be brief, to the point. There are quite a few people waiting behind you. I want to get to everyone, but if I can't, I won't, because I got to go. All right? Thank you in advance. All right. All right, and thank you to our moderators, guys. Don't forget to say hello to our moderators. We cannot do this without them. All right. In My Opinion's backstage, we're going to bring her up. What's going on, In My Opinion?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm blessed by the best. Let me tell you something, Kempire. All these folks can go. I'm done.
Oh.
Because let me tell you something. When we get up here and we're bringing in kids into a situation, it's always going to be messed up. It's always going to be disgusting. And for the life of me, I can't understand why Garcelle needs to protect anybody. The only person that she's supposed to protect is her children. And I'm not going to protect none of y'all neither, okay? You deserve all the lashes that y'all get. And Dirty Diamond, she needs to go somewhere, okay? Preferably to hell.
Oh, damn.
And Erica, let me tell you something. While you sitting on this stage talking about something, you don't need nobody to protect you. You need to find you some attorneys to protect you. Because, baby, the ship is going down. And for the life of me, why is she suing for these earrings back?
Well, we're going to probably weigh in on that next week.
Honey, she needs to let it go, okay? She needs to pawn everything else that she got, pay these people off. Well, love you, Kempire.
Thank you so much. Nice hearing from you, In My Opinion. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Bye. All right. I just want to say happy birthday, R. Reynolds. Happy birthday. Shout out to anyone celebrating a birthday. I know quite a few Libras, okay? Shout out to the Libras. Vita, if we can find the Fleeing 14, if you're watching this, hit me up. I didn't look. I want to interview all of them. Can you imagine? We do our own reunion. We are a mess. Stop it. I can't wait for the season to be over with. The toxicity between these women and the fandom. When I say fandom, I use that loosely. It's draining. Anyone else? It's draining to recap some of this stuff. Nia, thank you so much for always supporting the channel. Nia says, unfortunately can't call in, but Diana was trying to say she sent that message to Garcelle because her brother hurt. He was attacked because he was at war. He was not targeted like Garcelle's son. Tacky. She always has an excuse, Diana. All right, let me get to the rest of these calls. Ashley's backstage. We're going to bring her up. Hold on. Hey, Ashley.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, great, great, great. Yes, I was about to say too. I feel as though Diana, she recognized that murder. Because what could Garcelle come back with once you say that, like murder this, murder that, not to make it seem like light or anything like that. But what can I say? And it also undermined what she was saying too. Like that is Garcelle's son. You are out of your freaking mind if you don't think I'm going back to that. And like she was saying, he's 14. He ain't thinking about penciling her name out. But for you to even have the audacity to be like, pencil my name out and now I'm gonna send this threatening message to you. So and the way that Kyle is jumping up to defend everybody but her sister will always bother me. I don't care because Brenna keeps coming for her sisters and she has nothing to say. Point blank period. And it's kind of disgusting to me. And I also wanted to say really quickly about millennials. I am one. I'm one of the younger versions. I just have to say that I think we are super sensitive, but the next generation, that whatever XZ, whatever they are going to be worse than us. So watch out for them.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ashley. Bye. Oh my goodness. Someone said call Teddy. I saw Teddy was getting into it with some people on social media this week. Damn it. All right. Let me get to the rest of these callers, guys. We have still almost 3,000 people watching our recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Reunion Part 1. If you're part of the replay crew, I want to hear what you have to say too. Let me know where you're watching from, how you would rate this reunion, and your thoughts on the reunion, the standout moments, and your reaction to some of what we're saying. Nia, thank you so much for another super chat. Nia says, Diana knew what black was. Using Crystal to show your point didn't help. She is unreliable. This is a good point. She is unreliable and doesn't know how to articulate herself well. Diana has been in America for years, and the pics with Elton show. All valid points, y'all. All valid points. Guys, with almost 3,000 people in the building, can we get to 1,500 likes? Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. Check out some of our past interviews with people like Music Soul Child, Brandy, Melanie Fiona, and TV icon Oprah Winfrey. And a new episode of our podcast will be coming out very soon. Hopefully, as soon as I get off of here. I got work to do, y'all. We'll be coming out with the crew from Love Match Atlanta. They were dropping all kinds of tea, y'all. Oh, this is a good one. All right. Shout out to everyone that's celebrating a birthday as well. I appreciate you all being here, taking time out of your day. Those of you that are watching during your lunch break as well. All right. Mocha's backstage. I'm going to bring her up next. What's going on, Mocha?
Hey, Kempire. Hey, chat. Hey, Maz. I'm here to tell you I'm a proud baby boomer, and us baby boomers gave birth to the Gen X, the millennials, the Gen Z, and the Gen Alphas. So all y'all whining babies, shut up. But anyway, Diana, this is for you if you're out there listening. If you don't shut the heck up with your racist self, talking about your brother got shot and condolences for your brother gets shot, but Jax is a black man living in America. With our black skin, we are getting killed all the time by racists. You've lived in America long enough to know what you're going on. You may think you live in your ivory castle up there with your money, but black people are still getting killed on a regular basis. So you could take that BS you was spouting and shove it you know where. You had all that smoke behind that TV screen. You wouldn't have had it if you was sitting on the couch across from Garcelle. I really hope you hear this and get at me, you and your fans, Mocha Mima on all platforms.
Thanks, Mocha. Mocha don't play, and Mocha calls in when she wants to call in, and when she does, I'm like, I'm scared for myself. Okay, and shameless plug, Mocha. Shameless plug. All right, we're gonna move on. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, if you haven't already, get your coldest water bottle. What are you waiting on? They come in multiple colors, multiple sizes, and it keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. You know, I'm going to be taking this with me to BravoCon, as a weapon. I'm kidding. But Coldest doesn't just have water bottles. They have bedding. They have things for your pets. Head on over to coldest.com, but don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off. And thank you to our sponsor, Coldest, for supporting us for almost 2 years. We've been collaborating with Coldest. So thank you all for supporting. All right. Miss Lonnie, I'm going to bring you up next. Hold on. Hey, Lonnie.
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm just very excited. 3,000 people. Yes, Kempire fans and
right?
teams and supporters.
You've
Yes.
come a long way, Lonnie.
Yeah. So I'm just going to keep this like really short. I think that NBC and Comcast should have an expert to work with Andy regarding race relations so that he can host effectively and have constructive conversations. Because I think he wants to hit the boiling pot with it, knowing that it's going to be uncomfortable and knowing that it's going to have some kind of pop off on the reunion, but also he doesn't know how to navigate it.
Yeah.
And in a way, he kind of brushes off race relations when it comes to the shows. And when you have franchises like Atlanta, like Potomac, and you have other women of color that are going to join other franchises, you really need an expert in regards to this.
Yeah.
But overall, I think like the show and the franchise itself lost the true basis of what it was. Like Beverly Hills to me, I think it's gotten so toxic that it's uncomfortable to watch. Like we've watched originally back in the day when the show first started, and these franchises, it was about glitz and glam, some cattiness that we like, but it's almost unbearable to watch now. And for me, just like super uncomfortable, especially with everything that happened with Garcelle. I felt so awful for her son, and I think that it's crazy that she thinks that these women are her friend.
I don't think she thinks that.
Yeah, and it's just like when you join the show, these women, like they say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. These women let you know who they were on a big screen TV. These are your coworkers. These are not your friends. And Diana, she just has this high horse mentality. And it's like you spread your legs to get your bag. So I would not be so high up on that horse. Same thing with Erica. Like you were working the pole while Kathy Hilton was in the Hollywood circle. So you're not that relevant. And I really do think that NBC execs really need to sit Andy down, because when he hosts these reunions, you can clearly see who he's friends with, who he has favorites with, because he goes light on them. And for some others, he just leaves them out to dry. You ask these shady questions and you leave them out to dry, all while your friends, as you would like to be, and Kiki in those circles, you go so light on them. Look at Erica when the Girardi situation first came out. She knew what questions Andy was going to ask. He asked 2 hard questions and that was it. And everybody was talking about that. Why didn't he go in on her? And Renna, I'm sorry, if I was like her child, I would be embarrassed if you were my mother. I would be so embarrassed that I would want no affiliation with you. I wouldn't want the family last name. You're an embarrassment to your children and to your husband. You are very embarrassing. And Kyle, to me, I think she will never understand the meaning of holding your family down. And I get it. Some people are kind of like, nope, I need to separate from my family. We don't have that kind of relationship. But Kyle, you are creating situations where you're actually the negative and the toxic person in your sisterhood. So you'll never really understand that. But you want to be able to name drop that Paris and Nikki are your nieces. They want nothing to do with you because they drag you on Twitter.
Oh.
So that's all I have to say about that. And
right.
Have a good day.
You too, Lonnie. Let me say thank you so much, Kay, for the super chat. Kay says, my lunch break is over. I have to hop off, but wanted to show love one more time. Thanks, Kempire. Can't wait to hear what you report back after BravoCon. Thank you so much, Kay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Rebecca says, question for Kemp. Who are you most and least excited to meet at BravoCon? The most person, or I don't know, there's not one specific person that I want to meet. I definitely want to see our Dubai girls because I feel like we kind of started with them. You know what I mean? But Family Karma, I'm excited to see the Cats family because it's reality TV that was light and funny and great and just like it gives us another culture. It's probably them, but I'll report back and let you know. At least anyone I talked about, because anyone that I talked about that's watching, just imagine on my shirt, it will say, I said what I said and I meant it on the back. Okay. Gia, thank you so much for the super chat. Gia says, are we giving Andy too much credit? As a gay Jewish man living in America, he understands microaggressions and racism. Maybe he just doesn't care. That part, Gia, because wait till you hear my interview with Love Match Atlanta, folks. And when we talk about representation, especially in the LGBT community, you will be shocked, not specifically about Andy, but the company he works for. Anyways, Tammy, thank you so much for the super chat. Tammy says, Diana fails to realize her son's girlfriend is black. That part. Look, that part. The son's girlfriend is whose daughter again? You guys will remind me in the chat. I can't remember right now. All right. K-Baby says, I would love to see Kempire do an interview with Chanel Ayan. I mean, she's wanted to do one. You never know. Maybe we'll if there's time, because BravoCon's a very busy time for everyone, but if there's time, we shall see. All right. Did I get to, okay. Let me get to the rest of these calls. We have quite a few people backstage still. So I want to get through to them because I got to go. I got work to do. I got a podcast I got things to do. All right. Miss Bernice, I'm going to bring you up for a short and shady comment. Hold on one second. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing? I'm proud of you going to BravoCon. I say my prayer and all that great stuff for you to keep the demons off of you.
Thank you.
Watching this reunion, when Garcelle turned and looked at Kyle and said, help her, I got to protect my own. I'm not protecting her.
Yeah.
That took me back to a scene in Imitation of Life when Annie was telling the main character, she said, well, Annie, you got friends. Now, this is the woman that she is in charge of taking care of her child, raising her child, and keeping her household together. She said, yeah, I got friends. What made you think I didn't have friends? Well, you never bring them around. She said, oh, I got a bunch of friends. I don't know what you thought. In that instance, that's what that was. Y'all look at Garcelle as being protector of y'all, not protected her. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like, okay, I'm having an Imitation of Life moment, y'all. Come on now, really? It's 22, and we still doing this? Yeah. Mind your Imitation of Life was did in 1959.
Damn. Well, Miss
With Lana Turner, yes. People go look at that. You understand the dynamics of microaggression and how we as black people have to take care of their needs first and our needs second. That's what they gave me when I was looking at that last night.
Wow.
Girl, that's not important. You got to protect us. Your child is secondary to us. We more important than that.
All right,
and Crystal, as long as Crystal still want to be a part of this clique, she is never going to be right. And I don't think she should come back because she needs to heal thyself. She needs to heal with her body dysmorphia and her eating disorder. Because as long as she's not whole, she's not going to be able to stand on her own and be proud of herself as an Asian woman, Chinese woman, and stand on her own against the mean girls. So I don't think she should come back.
Okay.
Until she become whole. Garcelle was good because her next thought was she was going to knock the heck out of Kyle, because when she turned and was looking like she was going all the way back to Mississippi to smack the heck out of Kyle, I said, don't do it. Don't do it. But you got to learn to read the room. And Kyle wasn't reading the room.
Yeah.
But that's it. Go do what you got to do.
Thank you so much, Miss Bernice. Thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Miss Bernice always makes me kiki. I can't. But a lot of you love Imitation for Life. So, just saying. Imitation of Life. All right. Let me say thank you. Ashu, thank you so much for the super chat. Ashley says, when Diana's true colors started peeking through, she brings up her miscarriages and the struggles she went through in her country. Any other day, she's allergic to stores, too high maintenance for a luxury cabin in Aspen. BS. Okay. Bloop. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right. Guys, let's get to 1,500 likes. We have almost 3,000 people watching on YouTube alone. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We are live backstage on TikTok. Thank you, TikTok, for being here as well. Keep tapping your screens. Thank you for following and subscribing there. If you're not following us on those platforms, you should. You're getting a different experience. I'm doing random tweets about a bunch of different things. All right. At The Kempire on Twitter, at The Kempire on Instagram, at The Kempire on TikTok. And of course, The Kempire Daily on the same platforms. Okay. All right. Let's get to these last couple of calls because I got to get out of here, y'all. All right. Hold on. Miss Esquire, we're going to bring you up. What's going on, Miss Esquire?
Hi, Kempire. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am boiling. My blood is boiling. It hasn't stopped boiling since last night. So I'm going to try to be short, but I ain't going to be too shady.
Oh.
So Diana, for someone who claims that she doesn't understand the culture of this country very well, she certainly knows how to weaponize her white woman tears. She knows how to weaponize the marginalized parts of her identity, and she knows how to ask a Black woman to be her emotional mule. So for somebody who does not understand our culture in America, you certainly know how to lean into your white womanness in this culture. What I wish Garcelle had said after she talked about, you know, in my country, when someone threatens you, it means they kill you. That's what happened to my brother. I wish what Garcelle would have said. Well, in this country, when someone says they're going to put the knee to the neck of a Black boy, that's an actual threat too. Because that happens every day in these streets. And if you can't appreciate that in that moment, I needed to take care of my son because he was facing a real and actual threat, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I'm telling you, in the pit of my soul, when she said to her, in my country, when someone threatens you, it's an actual threat, to say that to a Black Haitian woman who also comes from a country where people have had to flee as refugees, who is raising a Black son in America, it was the most condescending thing. And that is why I want Andy off these goddamn shows from hosting. Because in that moment, if he would have had the acumen, he would have said, wait a minute, Diana. Black men and Black boys in this country are being killed all the time. And the threat that her son faced is exactly the type of death that George Floyd experienced. So we're not going to minimize Garcelle's experience. And we're not going to minimize the threat that her son was facing. You can have your ask that she remove you from implicating you, but please don't minimize that. So that made my blood boil. It made me disgusted. I want Diana off my screen forever. And low key, I kind of want Garcelle off this show because she is right. These women have been gunning for her since the day she got on this show. I think it is because she and not Crystal replaced Teddy, and they don't like it. They don't like the energy that she brings to the show. She's too steady. She's too consistent. She's too upfront. She's too real for this reality show that they have doctored and conjured up. So that's my thing on that. Also, Crystal, I need Crystal to learn how to apologize first and explain second. What she said about, I wish I had never said that to Sutton. I wish I had never brought it up. It's one of my greatest regrets in life. That should have been the first thing she said when Andy asked her about this, not the last. And she's just got to learn this game that you lead with an apology because it softens everybody up, even the people who want to be hard towards you. They can't come at you as hard. Let me tell you who does that with surgical precision. Kenya Moore. When she wants you up off of her, she will offer you a really weak, watered down apology so that you can't come to her as hard. Crystal learned this game. Now, another place where Andy failed to recognize microaggressions, Kyle says to Crystal, when Crystal comes at her a little smart about didn't you say you were violated? She said, yeah, somebody broke in my house, they didn't bring me a coat. Now, 2 minutes earlier, Crystal is telling you all that in her Asian culture, body dysmorphia and eating disorders has a different connotation. So not only in that moment is she dealing with her eating disorder, but culturally, she has shame that she has to unpack, and she cannot actually unearth it the way she needs to. So again, you didn't hear this woman when she said, the thing with Sutton bringing the coat to my room was not about her violating me in the sense of her bringing the coat. It was that I was naked, I have body dysmorphia, and y'all don't have any consideration for that. Again, Andy's not listening because he should have caught that comment from Kyle and said, wait a minute, Kyle. Didn't she just explain that was about body dysmorphia? Let's not spin the block on that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want to see Crystal on this show because I'm a millennial, and let me tell you something. Millennials are the future talent of all these franchises, and franchises that want drama. I don't know why you don't want millennial drama, but that's a read for a different time, baby. We are the future of these shows. We who you gonna be watching in the next 10 to 12 years. So I suggest y'all get on this train, baby, because it's moving at the station with or without y'all. Older generation. No shade, all tea. And then the last thing I'm gonna say is Kyle. So you don't want your friends sharing something you said off camera about your sister. I wonder who else can relate to that. That's all. That's all, baby.
Miss Esquire, thank you so much for calling in. You can tell she can read. All facts, though. All facts. I was like, what? Wow. And I'm glad she brought up the whole Crystal situation because that's really, really true. Literally with the whole Kyle's trying to, the whole conversation about the word that she used, violation. Say what you want to say about what word she wanted to use, but Kyle trying to minimize it constantly. It says more about you, Kyle, than it does about anyone else. All right. Let me just get to the super chats and then we will get to our final caller, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of not just supporting our channel, but also other channels. Other channels will start to show up on your algorithm. Okay. Bunny, thank you so much for the super chat. Bunny says, Philly Diva posted on her IG today that Diana lied last night. DJ really thought she was nobody and it would go unnoticed in my opinion. Yes. And we did an interview with Philly Diva talking about that and Diana's apology. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. N-Dub, thank you so much for the super chat. N-Dub says Kempire is working overtime today because the callers are on fire with their commentary. Right? See, that's why I'm like this. Keep going because and that's why I like having the callers because you do share an opinion, some of the things that I thought, or some things that I didn't think about, and we're able to have that conversation during our recap, which helps to fill the recap. I try to go through everything that happened in the episode, but then to weigh in on some of the things that happened is the other part of it. So shout out to all the callers and replay crew. We always want to hear what you guys have to say as well and give your perspective. All right. And I do go through the comments when I have time, and I probably won't be able to get to them till tonight, but share your thoughts. All right. Candace is going to be our last caller, guys. Thank you so much for everyone that called in already. Let me bring Candace up. Candace, you're going to close us out. Thoughts?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I know you always mention that we shouldn't take this show serious, but the topics that were addressed last night are serious topics, and I'm going to try not to get emotional, but as a Black mother, I felt everything that Garcelle felt. I would kill for my child. And I don't understand how these white women have the expectation that Garcelle is supposed to be considerate of their feelings when I got to make sure my child is okay. My child was literally told, if your father wasn't white, somebody would put their knee on your neck. That is a serious, comment to make to a 14-year-old. This child is in the middle of puberty. Yeah. They were just starting school. So as a mother, I put my hats off to Garcelle. I think she wanted to go in deeper, but as a Black woman, we got to hold back. We can't go fully in and be our full, upset self without coming off being aggressive or all those other triggering words that they try to give us Black mothers. But as one Black mother to another Black mother, Garcelle, we got your back. We understand. If you would have went over there and slapped each one of them women, we would have had your back. If you would have Will Smith them, we all would have been like, can we put money on your books?
Candace.
Kempire, last night was just triggering. As a Black mother, it was triggering for them to say, well, he should have taken Diana's name out. Why? You can go and find that comment in Jack's Instagram today. Yeah. We can go find it. So why should he have had to take the name out? Yeah. That wasn't his responsibility to do that.
Yeah. Agreed. All right.
That's it.
Thank you,
have a good one. Enjoy BravoCon.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
All right. Thank you to all the callers. The perspectives are always interesting, engaging, educational. And look, we can't get to all the things, but I appreciate everyone calling in. To those that weren't able to call in, I apologize. Look, we can only do so much, but we still have part 2 and part 3 to recap next week and the following week. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to check out everything that you missed this week. Again, because it is BravoCon weekend here in New York City, the content will be slow, so please bear with me. Or it might not get any content. Look, I might be at panels and stuff. Just know I'm doing my job trying to get all the tea. Okay? Watch, people, I'm gonna wear a wig. You're not going, I'm like this. What you say? Anyways, thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Let me get to this last super chat. Hetty, thank you so much for the super chat. Hetty says, love your work, Kempire. I love your channel, and you've got me through some challenging times. Thank you, Hetty. Hetty, are you still in New York City? I hope you had a great time while you were here. Or shouldn't I have said that? Hetty, thank you so much for the super chat. Hetty, are you here for BravoCon? All right. If y'all see me, say hello, please. I probably will have my mask on, even though I'm vaxxed multiple times. Is what it is. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Be sure to share the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. And check out the description for more details on getting your coldest water bottle, on getting a Cameo. You guys always remind me that I need to remind you that you can get a birthday message. I know some birthdays are coming up. Birthday message from me, an anniversary message, or just a message in general. I am on Cameo, the Kempire on Cameo. So check that out. All the things are available at teamkempire.com/links. Okay. Thank you to our Team Kempire Royal Court members. Thank you to our moderators, guys. Don't forget to say thank you to the moderators. Thank you all for being here, taking a break from your lunch break to be with us. Dom, thank you so much for the super chat. Dom says, Kempire, thanks for all you do. Have fun at BravoCon. Thank you so much, Dom. Look at you, Dom. Cute. We got a cute audience. I'm just saying. We got a cute audience. All right. And just because I don't say necessarily when I see it doesn't mean that I didn't think you were cute. I'm just, sometimes I'm just like, oh, okay. All right. All right. Did I get everyone? I think I did. All right. If I missed your super chat, I apologize. I apologize, guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all of you that are viewing. Thank you for all of you that are sharing. Appreciate you. I will see you all in the next video. I will be pre-recording our Salt Lake City recap, so stay tuned for that later today, probably tonight. I just got a lot of things to get done today. All right. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your day. You know how we love to close out the show with a little music. All right. Let's close out the show with some music. Have a great day. Like the video. Let's get to 1,500 likes before we end. All right. All right. Bye, y'all.
Like a G, sipping Hennessy, president suite, looking like a young Barack Obama. Skipping to the beat, giving hella heat. I'ma need a seat just to count up all these dots and commas. I think it's evident I'm the better man, I'm the jam. I'ma have you crushing like a four-wheel monster. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool. Weight up on my shoulders, all this jewelry on me. I wear my shades inside cause I go blind just looking down. Walking like the man, sipping Chardonnay on the balcony, looking like a young Elvis Presley. I've been overseas, I've been underneath, I ain't never seen nothing like a prison 12 o'clock. I don't know nobody looking like that, I don't know nobody looking like that. I don't know nobody looking like that, I don't know nobody looking like that. Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now